But another bit of a focus, like I mentioned earlier, has to do with you watching us right now. What do you think about the situation? The conversation continues on social media. You can actually still share your thoughts with us so we know what your thinking is on this matter. We'd love to hear from you. But coming up on the show, coming up next, we started talking to you about it at the very outset. It has to do with the Pokuase Interchange. Especially if you use that stretch, you would have noticed the work. But how has it impacted you? How is work progressing? What are the deadlines? What should we look forward to? Well, Mamavie Osu-Abaje has been spending time there checking on the progress of work on one of Ghana's busiest roads, busiest stretches. And that comes your way next on the AM show with regard to the latest developments. Do stay.
This is the Pokuase Interchange. For those of us who use the Accra-Kumasi highway every day, we can't wait for this project to finally be completed. It connects many places, in Sawam to Accra, Awoshi to Pokuase, Kwabenya to Pokuase as well. We're almost getting to the end of this project. I see the end in sight. That's why I've come to speak to the site engineer Kwabena Bimpong, to give us an update of this project, which started sometime in 2018. It had quite a number of postponements, but thankfully it looks like we're getting to the end of it. So I want to say thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. This is the highest we can get. So explain where we are to us.
Well, thank you very much, Mamavie, and thank you for coming to see us, to visit us. The last time your guys were here, I told them that they were the first to be on top of the 4th tier of the Pokuase Interchange. Okay, so as you rightly said, we are on top of the 4th tier of the 4th tier interchange.
Okay.
And basically the 4th tier connects Awoshi to Kwabenya through Pokuase. And the lowest tier is from Accra to Kumasi and Kumasi to Accra vice versa. In the same vein, we have 2 other tiers, and those tiers are for the interchange, and that's what brings up the name interchange. So if you were moving from Awoshi to Accra or Awoshi to Kumasi, you will use the 3rd tier. The 3rd tier, the right turn will take you to Accra, and the left turn will take you to Sawam or to Kumasi. In a similar vein, on the opposite side, when you are from Kwabenya going to Kumasi or from Kwabenya going to Accra, you use the other 3rd tier, which has the right turn and the left turn. Now, when you come a bit lower, then that will be for those who will be going from Accra to Awoshi. That will be the 2nd tier. That will be a left turn to Awoshi and a right turn to Kwabenya. And the opposite side for those from Kumasi to Kwabenya and from Kumasi to Awoshi. So that is the tiering system that we have here. But on top of this, what we have also added are the slip roads. And what I mean by slip roads are for those, the uninterruption that is required for the main Accra-Kumasi road. So from Accra to Pokuase, we have a road that would allow vehicles to stop, especially the buses and the trotros and the taxi. So we've created a little bit of a bus lane, apart from the 2 lane that we have. In a similar vein, if you are from Kumasi and you want to stop, we have another lane for buses. So that is what we have, so far as the interchange is concerned.
I must confess, even though you're not done with the projects, what would you say, what percentage are you right now?
Okay, very well. Currently, we are about 95% completed.
Okay.
95%.
95% completed, yeah. And I already see the flow of traffic because this is my route.
Okay.
Accra, Kumasi, in Sawam, the Kumasi road is my road.
Okay.
Because of where I live in Kutunse.
Okay.
And I see that just after 8 a.m., the traffic is flowing, which is very unusual.
Okay.
Really, really unusual if you are familiar with this road. So already I see that one of the objectives really is for traffic to flow freely. And I see the evidence of it already. But because of where you've positioned the bus lanes, I guess if we were to use you know, what the construction came with, then we can achieve that free flow throughout.
That's right.
But if we don't, and we create unnecessary bus stops, then we will still experience the traffic, wouldn't we? Because I see that there's a particular point, and perhaps because you are not done with that walkway, we can give that excuse and say people still use the road and stop and buy things because there's no walkway. Yeah. What's the importance of us sticking to what you've done?
Well, thank you very much. Like you rightly said, the road is not fully complete, and therefore the road which is supposed to be used by the trucks and the taxis and the other buses who desire to stop, especially at Pokuase, do not have that opportunity. So they are currently using the main dual carriageway to Kumasi, which is supposed to be an uninterrupted, highway, if I would put it that way. However, unfortunately, commercial drivers, look, if you took one lane, let's assume if you took just one lane, there will still be traffic flowing. But if you look at what they do there, they just block the entire road. And the hawkers and those who sell, yes, it is true, we have provided walkways on the extreme ends of the road. But then they have come all the way to where they are not supposed to be, and in some areas they are selling right in the middle of the road. So we've been juggling with, and again, it's a safety issue. Okay, so when the road is completed, we would have done our engineering. We've done all that we have to do so far as the engineering is concerned. But there's a need for education and then the need for enforcement, because it looks like if you just educate people and you don't enforce, you are not going to get that far.
Absolutely.
So this is a good observation.
Okay, great. So also explain to us, it's not just an interchange. You've got what you call the local roads.
Thank you.
There's also the street lighting aspect of it. So explain this project.
Okay, well, like you said, it's not. Let me just start with even the main, approach roads from Awoshi. You realize that the AFDB financed the construction of the first part of the road, almost 10 kilometers. Now what we have done is to continue with that dual carriageway with service links from Canada area all the way to this place. That's about 5 kilometers, and it's a dual carriageway that comes all the way. That is actually completed. Now beyond it, that is towards Pabenya, we've done just about a kilometer or two, just to dovetail back into the single carriageway, because our money does not get far. But I know that in the future, that road is also going to be opened up into an 8-lane that will go all the way to the N1, that is to Tema. Now on the Accra-Kumasi road also, from Jonte, where the U-turn is, we've opened it up all the way, that's about 2 kilometers, all the way to Pokuase. And again, it goes back into the existing 2-lane dual carriageway. I know that the government has given a contract for the widening of the Pampor to where I just moved on to the U-turn.
The Jonte area.
The Jonte U-turn. And then beyond Pokuase U-turn, all the way to Isamam. We are going to have a 6-lane.
Okay.
So that would then open up the road and ensure that there will be free flow.
Okay.
So that is for the approach roads. Now when we go to the various quadrants, and what I mean by quadrants, we have 4 quadrants. On the northeast, the southeast, and all that. We have provided over 15 kilometers of local roads, and these are single, surface dress roads, to ease traffic within the communities, and also to promote, if a road comes to an area, straight away the value of the community improves.
Yeah.
So we want to improve the livelihoods in these areas. So if you are from Accra going to, let's say, Kwabenya, you don't need to come to the interchange. We have a bypass about 2.6 kilometers that we can use and then join the Kwabenya road. So
this is before Jonte?
Before, well, if you are coming from Accra, it is just after Jonte.
Just after
Jonte.
Then you go off.
And you go off. You go off where the new fuel station is. Okay. You turn off, you go through it, and then you end up on the Kwabenya road.
Okay.
In a similar fashion, if you were coming from Kwabenya and you wanted to go to even Kumasi, okay, or to go to Pokuase, we've created another road that goes through the Pokuase town, hits the Katapo road, then joins back onto the old Accra-Kumasi road. Again, the old Accra Kumasi Road from Pokuase all the way to Amasaman has been, resurfaced and reconstructed actually, because it was almost impassable in those days. Then when you are from Kumasi, we've created another, 400-meter bypass, so you don't need to come to the interchange, in such a. The same way from Awoshi going to White House, there's another road there, which, and this is all to help in the free movement of goods and human beings, if I would put it that way.
Sure.
Yes. Then the other aspect, which is also very interesting, you mentioned the other road appurtenances in terms of road signs, road line markings, traffic lights, the walkways. They are all being provided under the project. But of importance are the drainage structures. And these are storm drains. Normally when we do road works, you might think it's just providing the road. But here we are providing over 5 kilometers of storm drains. So if you look behind me, this is the Sumpa River. The Sumpa River originates from the Guaco, which is the forest, on your right-hand side when you are from Accra towards Pokuase. That is the source of a river. And that river flows and serves so many people through the Ayawaso and ends up with the Insaki River.
Okay.
Insaki. So we have connected all the way from Guaco all the way to Insaki, over 1.2 kilometers. Over 1.2 kilometers of storm drain. We are almost done with it. Within the communities where there were significant flooding, even before we came on board, all these places we have provided storm drains. There are many, over 5 kilometers, as I mentioned. Yeah.
Well, one of the key things will be the U-turns, and once you mentioned the Jonte U-turn, because it also causes a lot of traffic.
That's right.
Will there be a U-turn there?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is going to be temporary, in the sense that for our project, because the linkages are not completed, in terms of the overall road infrastructure, we are going to leave the Jonte U-turn. However, the U-turn at Pokuase is going to be closed.
Okay.
But then in the final design, that the Ofanko to Jonte and also beyond, that the Ghana Highway Authority is implementing, that U-turn will also be closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so the almighty question is, when would you finally complete this project? Because this fourth year that we're on is still very much under construction.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. The original dates for, and again, we've had a lot of extensions, well, 2 extensions, and the last extension that was given to us, we are supposed to complete by the 4th of April. But our desire was to have completed by the end of March. But as much as we desired, we have not been able to meet, those deadlines. Even though we have pushed, and you can see that most of the concrete works are done. But then to complete the crash barriers, the road signs, the asphalt and everything, the contractor has indicated to me that we may need another 1 or 2 months to finish up and then to clean up.
Okay.
So most likely, by the middle or end of May, very, touch wood, we should be able to complete. There are a few challenges though. The challenge, for instance, as I am standing here, I'm looking at the Gridco line. The Gridco line passes over the top tier. And with the Gridco line, this is a line that we relocated. But then we have kept the minimum clearance. However, during the concreting, and you can see the concrete pump there, it goes up beyond the road before it is able to discharge the concrete. Now, if we are not careful and it goes into the electric load or the magnetic load of that line, this is a 330 kV, so we cannot joke with it. So we have requested Gridco to graciously, I know we have challenges currently, but then to graciously give us some window of opportunity, maybe 4 to 6 hours on a particular day for us to do our concreting work, and then we can complete the road.
So what you're asking Gridco to essentially do is to give us Dumso.
Well, people of Ghana, we need it because we don't want to lose lives.
So this is not relocating the line?
No, we are not relocating the line. We just need an outage for a few hours to enable us undertake concreting of the rest of the.
How long?
That is the last one.
Okay. How long will this take?
Well, we have already requested for 2, not consecutive days, but I think 2 weeks apart. 2 weeks apart. One is at the end of this month, and then another one in the middle of April.
Okay.
So if they grant us that, then we can be sure that we would complete the entire 40-year interchange in terms of the concrete works.
Okay. Do you have all workers still on site? Because I see that largely you've completed some of the works.
No, I think that we are currently laying off, a few.
Okay.
Because we had over 600, at the peak of the project, and these are Ghanaians, who came here and they've learned a lot, and they are going out with the skill. We've developed their skill over the past, 2 to 3 years. But then as we get to the end, we need to phase out some of them so that we can complete the project. So that is what it is. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess, before we go, can you just explain to us again? So this is the Pokuase, the Nsawam Highway. This is the connecting Nsawam to Pokuase.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the major one. Yeah. And then when you turn this way, this is the Kwabenya route as well.
That's right.
And this is Awoshi. And obviously this is Accra. Yeah. And this will serve how many lanes?
We have
1,
4
2,
lanes.
3, 4. Okay.
4 lanes. Yeah.
Okay.
4 lanes.
All right. Is there anything that we're missing that we didn't talk about?
Well, I think that's one of the things that we are also providing, which is very key, is that the AFDB has given us some money for the provision of a bus terminal. So we are providing 2 bus terminals. One very close to the old Accra Kumasi. Side. Under the bridge, we are going to pave that area, and that is going to be used for the tractors, the taxis, and maybe even the water tankers. So that is yes, okay. The tunnel. That's right.
That leads to the place. Why did you do that?
Well, we did that because we don't want to make the economic to degrade the economic well-being of people whom we met here. So we either maintain or improve. So when we came here, we had these people who were abstracting water from the Guaco or from the Sunkwa River and selling to the general public. We didn't want to take their livelihoods out of them. So what we agreed is that the project is going to provide them with a pump free of charge and going to provide them with access. And because it is very difficult within this area, we provided a whole tunnel, a concrete tunnel, to allow them to use the road, and we are providing the road also, the road that will lead into the tunnel and then to a place where they can abstract the water. We've also provided them with a reservoir so there will always be constant supply of water for the public. So that is what this project is providing for the people of Pokuase and its environs.
Well, I know that largely is the AFDB that is paying for this project.
Yes.
There's also
the government
of Ghana.
That's right.
So
that's
the
right.
people would want to know how much this is costing.
Well, at the last count, the project, we started with about $55 million. But then as we kept on adding, like the drainage structures and crash barriers and all other things, we are now inching to about $71 million. This has been approved. Now, the government of Ghana, and this is provided by AFDB, the government of Ghana is taking care of all the PAPs, the project affected persons, in terms of compensation. And as I speak now, we paid close to 15 or more million Ghana cedis. And this has been made available by the Ministry of Finance.
Do you have any outstanding issues of persons whose properties will be affected who don't agree? Because for a very long time there was a particular building
here
sitting there, but now thank God we don't see it.
That's right. That's the Skyview Hospital. That has been done away with. Currently we have one building on the approach from Awoshi. The money is available to pay, but we have a little bit of misunderstanding with the PAP, that is the affected person. That is being worked out by the Department of Urban Roads. So when you go there, you see that there's a little bit of a gap in the retaining wall. Once that is done or it's paid, then by and large, we would have dealt with everybody in terms of the physical structures.
Okay. What would you be leaving behind apart from the roads that we see?
Well, we are leaving behind the touted fourth tier interchange in the whole of the sub-region, and the second to the one in South Africa. This is an iconic structure. It is a beauty to behold, not only for engineers, but also for the commuters. Apart from that, we are also on the walls installing Ga and Adinkras symbols. And for those who know, it speaks to what this project stands for. Where we talk about hard work, we talk about the environment, we talk about there's one we call carriageway. It's so interesting. Maybe the next time you can have. And then the fact of the supremacy of God, Jinyami. These are all the historical things that we are living, with the people of Ghana. And engineering-wise, this has been a fascinating. I came on as a resident engineer, but I'm not going just as a resident engineer. I'm going as somebody who has a fulfillment. I have learned a lot on the projects from my Chinese counterparts. The technologies that we have employed on this project has not been employed. There are many things that we have done. The innovation, it's just mind-boggling. And I know a lot of engineers have come here and are fascinated. And I know that what we have learned here will be replicated, on other projects. Even for the workers who came here, some came not knowing anything. Maybe they were just still benders. They have learned a lot. There has been technology, transfer.
Great.
And I think that has been very good so far as I'm concerned.
Is there another name apart from Pokuase Interchange?
Now you're going to an area. Well, the Ayawaso people, Glema Ayawaso, Glema Ayawaso, think that this should be renamed after them. And I know they have written a lot of letters to the presidency. I don't know.
How about the people of Gawest?
Gawest.
Ganoth, yes.
It is within the area. You see, look, the other thing that we also live in, there's going to be what we call an urban room or urban void. Under this interchange, we have lots and lots of spaces. And I have advocated, and not just advocated, I've gone ahead to prepare unsolicited proposals, that we should make use of the space. Because if you don't make use of this space, other people will find use for it.
When you say make use of the space, I'm immediately thinking about hawkers.
Okay, good.
Is that what you're thinking about?
No, I'm thinking of developing the underside of the interchange into let me tell you what we have done. We have a police station, we have a fire station, we have banks.
In here?
Yes, under. All the spaces under here. When you go under this one, look, all this area.
A fire station?
Yes.
A bank?
A bank.
Police station?
Police station, a place for relaxation, a park, for entertainment and everything. And we have provided a road. Look, there's a road there. That is going to go under the interchange and then meet the Accra-Kumasi road. So it is going to be accessible. And we need to make use of the space. Because if you don't, and this one, I know the minister is very interested. I understand the president is even interested. So I'm hoping that they will come on board and get this place. So we don't just live here with the interchange and nothing more to it.
So here I was just thinking about graffiti and hawkers. And you've just taken it to a whole different level. Yes. So that's the proposal.
That's the proposal
from the contractors.
So I'm the consultant.
So from the consultant engineer, that's what you're proposing.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be ending of April, May. We should see this.
Well, so let's stretch it a little bit. Let's stretch it to May. By May, you see, under the terms of the contract, we have substantially completed the project because, as you can see, we've opened a lot of the ramps to traffic. The only place that is not open to traffic is the fourth tier, and then the ramp from the left turning ramp from Awoshi to Kumasi, and then from from Kwabenya to Kumasi. But then it is almost done. We just have to put on the asphalt, do the road line markings, and we are good to go.
So now you know, that's the latest updates given to us by engineer Kwabena Bimpong. He's the site engineer of this project. And in the end, we might not end up calling it Pokuase Interchange after all, but I guess we wait to see. My excitement is the fact that this project is nearing its completion. My name is Mama Vioso Abwaje.